Hi, welcome to another video on my driving robot Mydfir with active sonar, line recognition, line following and color recognition. Last time there were some problems with line following and some confusion about the lights blinking. Now the lights in this program blink or go on at several occasions. Of course when our color is recognized, but also when a distance is being measured with the sonar. Now the question was also, when it loses the line, why does it blink red? And all of these occasions have the same kind of light going on. So what I want to do now is start with making it distinctive. So right here it says if the distance on D1 sonar 1 is smaller than 5 centimeters, blink red. Well, I want to change that, because not that it won't be red, but it shows red, it goes off. I want to have it a pattern so that I see, alright, it is clearly the sonar that is lighting up the red light. So and I'll have it to sleep for how long? And sleep is the time it is lighting up. So I say okay, 1 is the smallest amount of time. Then it goes off. I'll put it in Dutch, and then again for 1 second, and then copy everything. So now it blinks twice, and actually this isn't necessary unless I put it for the 3rd time. So I think that is what I do, and the 3rd. So now it is on for 1 second, then it's off, on off for 1 second, on for 1 second, off for 1 second, on, and here I can remove the sleep, or will I? I think that's not even necessary to remove the sleep. So it's sleep for 1 second, then it's off. So now with 3 blinks it is clear that it is the sonar. Now this has the blue, so I am following the same pattern. I'll have it and it won't sleep. Sleep is of course that it will last for 1 second. So then I say, alright, let's copy this. This will be off, and then one more time on, so now the blue light flashes 3 times for D2. And that's one thing. So now there's a clear distinction between the lights. It goes on for 1 second only if the color is being recognized, and it will flash 3 times for the sonar. And that's one change. I just showed you the code again where I do some color recognition, and if you have seen the previous episodes, you have noticed that the colors are on both sides of the track. And right now, if I show the bottom side of the robot, you will notice that this is the color, this is the line following, but the color is only on one side of the line following. So color recognition, line following, nothing. Now I just came across a second line following sensor, and the only logical thing is then to put this line sensor somewhere, the color recognition somewhere here, so I can recognize the colors on 2 different sides, which brings a problem, because these colors, and this is better, these 3 colors denote the color on one side, and to use them on another side, that's a little bit different, because the colors are at the same position. At the, when they're on one side, they're on the other side as well. So how to solve that? Well, I remembered I have a buzzer, also from fischertechnik. So I figured that when using another color sensor on this side of the robot, I would use this buzzer and then say, alright, 1 time buzzing for 1 color, 2 times for the second color, and 3 times, of course, for the third color. And then the question is, well, alright, first color recognition is put here on A1, it was on A2, so then of course the logical conclusion is that the second color recognition will go here in A2, and according to the schematics I traced back, the buzzer is connected to the motor, but since these wires are red and black, and black usually stands for the mass, the ground wire, I figure that this red wire will go into the motor, and I have 1 motor output free, comes in handy, and the other one will go in, for instance, this wire, or more likely into the ground. So let's see how that will work out. First of all, how do I mount the second color recognition sensor anyway? And one is up here, and the other one can't go up here, so it will have to be in this place. somehow, but also located just like here, because this is the bottom side of the wheel and this is the bottom side of the sensor. So it will have to be something like that. So let's put the camera like this. So then it will be located here somehow. So let's see how I can do that. I have constructed this, and it is almost the opposite of this, of course. So let's put it in. And then some way to put the wires away. And then alright, this one as well, or they could go, where does it go anyway? It should go to A2, so right here. So this wire better go in here as well. Bit hard to do, but it's the best solution to get rid of a free wire. So that's one thing. And now I notice I lose one connector. No idea where that is. Didn't notice that before. But anyway, this one goes to power and mass, and then this one should be there as well. So let's put it back on its wheel, and then I find another problem, because so far it could fit nicely and it can't do anymore. So I have to make some new decision how to put this support rail. This fit nicely in here, and because of this new sensor it doesn't anymore. So I have to support it like this now, which is an oops. Or will it? No. Alright, so fitting this one right here. It's going to be busy up here. And then this one goes behind the sonar into the last available output. And then this one should go to the mass. And then where to put it, it can only be glued or with some small screw, or tire wrapped. I prefer tire wrapped. So first fix a few things. If I should be able to trace it back, but okay, let's grab something. So right now I have connected everything. So this last connection is now for the buzzer. And looking here, this one is coming from the color sensor, this one as well, and this one is from the buzzer. This is all mass and this is all power. And of course the big question is, will everything work? Theory is nice, but practice is a lot of times different, not to say stubborn. Will this hold? Well, considering the experiment, I'm not gluing it anywhere for now, so it will just be there. And this is the way the color sensors look. They are in exactly the same vertical position. And another question is, of course, now that considering the fact that this one is further backwards than this one is quite at front, as you can see this way. Will the light have a different influence on this one than on the new one? And that is where experiments come in. So let's check. So after applying the new color sensor and the buzzer, I'll have to make sure that it works. And since this is the code for the color sensor, in this case the old one, I will have to copy everything and see that it works. So I just take this one for now, copy, and I go to let's say here. And then the color is green indeed. However, the set output is going to be different because this will be 7, which is the buzzer. Then there's of course the fact that that is only one color, and this is the middle light green. So actually I can have it sound 2 seconds and the buzzer then not 1 time, 2 times and 3 times, but 1 second, 2 seconds and 3 seconds. Although, when do you know that something is 2 seconds? So I better repeat the sound, and then it becomes like this. That should be better. Then the red one, this is the second. But it is the first. Oops. This is the first light. Well, yeah, let's take it as the first light. That means that this will be 7 again, but only once, for 1 second. Remains the last one, blue, and that one, copy and paste, and this will then be an else if, and this will be an if, and this also an else if, and here it will be 3 times. Since it is the third light. And then it is of course time to test it. And in comes the map. So time to do the floor test, but first let's see if there is any problem when running the code. So I have to find the correct, yes, that is it. And then of course that's the next thing. Is there any code? And that's logical because it's not yet powered on. So let's power it on then. And try again. Alright, interface is present, and there it goes. Well, so far no errors, but I didn't test it in practice, so anything can happen. Since this is not an interpreter and not a compiler, you won't know until you hit the problem. So let's see if it hits a problem. As said, it's time to put things to a test. And I'll try to minimize manual interruption by influencing the sonar as little as possible. So let's start. And this is a very interesting start, to say the least. That is not what I envisioned. So I will have to interrupt and influence anyway. It doesn't even respond. Well, the sonar response, as you can see by the red and the blue light, but why the motors don't respond is beyond me. Yeah, well, alright, let's put it back on track then. Right, this is clearly not what I expect. What if I put it just on a color? Well, the sonar obviously works. But other than that, nothing. Well, how about going weird all the time? This is really not what I expected. And then the flashing of the red light. This is weird. Well, I sure expected the buzzer to go on or off, because the buzzer is right there for that side of the color, but it doesn't even respond to that side of the color, and it is way off track. So let's stop the software, put it back on track and see what happens then. Well, it just runs now. Let's see whatever happens now. It just loses track. Would that mean that the line following sensor is wrong? I can only see that when I look at the screen, so let me put it back and see what the screen says. It says no line. And it clearly detects the line. But why does it lose the line? Why doesn't it autocorrect as it should? This is really weird. Okay, last part for this episode. And by the way, the black part you see, that is the bottom side of the lamps 3 and 4, which are providing some light, some more light. But I've stopped the algorithm for now. Let's see what it does in the opposite direction. Alright, and let's start. What does it do? It didn't do this before. It just loses track. Yes, this is all kinds of weird behavior. Very weird. Does it do anything else? I just put some more ifs in it. Maybe I should have put else ifs. And many more else ifs. Let me do that. And I will do that off camera. And the point is that it makes no sense. It makes no sense to alter the code, because it is as logical as it can be. So let's start again. What happens? Right now nothing, because it doesn't see a line, so put it online again. I have to put it back on track. It still doesn't see a line. It just rapidly loses the line. So whatever is happening, it's way worse than it was. Is this because of the second line or the second color sensor? No way. Is it because of lengthy code now? I doubt it. Anyway, I would have to check anything and everything again, but despite the very nice additions of buzzer and color sensor, I would have expected other behavior. So that is for next time. Thank you for watching. If you like this video and what I put on my website, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You may also consider keeping my blog alive to or by donating a small amount of money. Please see my website for more information, and see also my Twitter and Instagram, and this is to be continued, clearly and definitely.